Wife was paid to pleasure herself online for one of her fitness clients. I found out when I was doing IRS and asked about a PayPal payment and she freaked out. She's now begging me to forgive her. So before 7 a.m. this morning, I thought I had a perfect life. I have a gorgeous, intelligent, hardworking wife, a beautiful 1-year-old daughter. My wife got laid off from her corporate job last year, and she started off just doing very low-quality home workouts on YouTube, which started to get a slow following. The videos got much better, and out of the blue, a nationwide gym chain took notice and got in touch to ask if she'd like to host some online classes for them. She said yes, and before we knew it, with the combination of YouTube and the gym, she was making 75% of her corporate salary working 15 hours a week and basically being a stay-at-home mom, what she's always wanted to do. Her being able to focus on our daughter meant I could accept a more challenging position at work, and overnight my salary nearly doubled, and we were doing awesome. Last month I decided to finally get started on our taxes and noticed that she had about $3,000 in PayPal payments that didn't have any notes or anything. I asked her what that was about, and she said the gym was trying out a new payment system and she was part of the beta test. I said no matter what, we needed pay stubs for taxes. She said she would see how they meant to handle that. I honestly let it slip when the IRS extended taxes by a month. After a couple of weeks, I decided I needed to do taxes for real, and I noticed again that she had about $7,000 more from this same PayPal address. Its name is like Fitness Executives, Ltd., so didn't raise any flags. But I also noticed her paychecks are being deposited to our checking account as well. I asked her if she had the pay stubs from the PayPal payments, and she got insanely defensive and basically said it was none of my business where her money is coming from. I tried to calmly tell her that it is my business and we need to report 10K income or we are going to be in serious trouble. She accused me of always being a controlling asshole, with her reaction going from 0 to 500 miles per hour in 1 second. I decided now was not the time to talk about it. She took our daughter to her mom's house and told me she'd be back when I wasn't being such an asshole. She wasn't home at like 10 p.m., so I called her mom to see if she was there. Her mom said she told her we'd had a fight and she was checking into a hotel room and my daughter was spending the night there. I asked her if she knew what was going on and if I needed to come pick up my daughter. My mother-in-law said no, but she said my wife was in near hysterics, saying that she'd never messed up this bad, but my daughter was asleep and fine. So, I called my wife, but her phone was off, so tried to chill as best I could. At like 6 a.m. my wife returned home and said we really need to talk. She confessed stuff I never went to repeat, but the short version of the story is that one of her regulars in the online fitness class is a well-off widower and my wife reminds him of his wife. They started off staying in the fitness room talking, but slowly he started hosting private Zoom meetings. Not Zoom, but just using that since everyone knows what I mean. He started sending her PayPal money for her time. But over the sessions his requests became more and more sexual and the money just kept going up. She says before she even knew what was happening, she was basically having video sex with him and being paid for it. I feel like my life is shattered. I see her sitting in the next room as I type this, and she looks like a stranger. She's begging me to forgive her and says the situation just got away from her. She says she understands this is cheating, but it never got physical, and she rationalized that was better than being physical. I'm so lost and I don't even know what to ask her. What do I tell her? What do I demand of her? Can we go on? I'm so lost, I need some way to gather my thoughts. What do you guys think about all the above? Best comments. She cheated on you. She's having sex on video with a man, not you. And she was never going to clue you in. Mind you, I am not against sex work. However, there are sex workers that are married or in relationships. That works because they are open about boundaries in place. Your wife hid this from you. A firm no-go. Her claim that things just got away from her rings really hollow when she already lied to her husband about where the money was coming from and then raked in another $7,000 of sex sessions after that. Even when caught red-handed, she went on the defensive and tried to lie her way out of it. 1. She tried her best to hide it from you. 2. She lied to you about it at every step. 3. She tried gaslighting you and calling you controlling. 4. She tried punishing your curiosity by taking away your child. 5. She has become a sex worker. Are you really so foolish to think that she has told you the full truth? I would never want to stay married to a woman like this. She is full of disrespect and lies. You deserve so much better. And I hope you realize that before you make the horrible mistake of taking this woman back into your life. I recommend talking to a lawyer immediately. Update: 2 days after the first post. We basically had an absolutely silent Sunday after she confessed to everything because I honestly didn't know what to say to her. So much of what bothered me is that I now know her price on what it would take to ruin our family. And it was this guy paying $500 an hour for Zoom sex. It seemed so low. I know that sounds sick, but it was my thinking in the moment. She cried the whole day, and I mean the entire day. I thought she was going to become sick, she cried so much. The only thing we said to each other was whether or not we leave our daughter with her mom or bring her home. I said I wanted to see her. So, we drove silent over to her mom's house and picked up our 1-year-old. We both tried to put on a happy face for our daughter, but even at 1, she knew there was tension in the air. I slept in our guest room, but Monday I wanted answers. I tried to be calm, but I said she owed me some explanations. I'm going to be sick typing this out, but this is her side of the story. The guy is in his 70s, very lonely, and my wife reminds him of his wife who passed away 2 years ago. He lives in the Chicago area, we don't live there. And they started talking over the fitness room chat. That turned into keeping the classes going for private talk where they got to know each other. They then met on another chat service and the conversations just got more and more intimate and then sexual and then basically virtual sex. He insisted on paying her, but there was never an agreed about the amount. But when the first PayPal was $500, she decided it was easy money and would help make up for losing her job. I asked her what about me and what about our daughter. She said our daughter was always at her mom's house, as usual when she would teach her classes. And she said she was able to rationalize that he was older, virtual, and she would still never cheat on me in real life. I asked her if she knew how that sounded like. She said no. I said it was rationalizing her cheating. She said she knew, but she will always see this as different because there was nothing physical. I asked to see her phone to see messages between them. They used Signal, and all were there. He was very nice, and most of his messages were, "Can you confirm the PayPal went through?" and her saying yes. So, most of the talking was done via the chat room. I asked her if this made her feel like a prostitute, and she said she tried not to think about it. I said I felt like she was a prostitute, and she started crying, and then I felt really bad. We gave it a break and talked later, and basically, I told her I could probably get past this in time, but she has to cut it off with this guy. She asked how I wanted her to do it, and I said that was up to her. She said she would signal him first, then have the gym remove him from her class. I said I don't know what I wanted from her, but she has to be available for anything, like therapy, talking to a pastor, each of us getting individual therapy, separation, explore options with lawyers, and even divorce. And she agreed. Nothing is fixed, and we have a long road ahead of us. Best comments: OP answer a series of questions about the wife's off-the-books workouts. Always remember she only got upset because she was caught. I do think she's genuinely upset to have hurt me. Right. Not for what she did. Was she moping around for days, or crying uncontrollably after these sessions? Or only after you knew? She said that she was severely depressed and guilt-ridden over what she was doing for months, but put in a good face for me. When I found out, she said she couldn't contain it anymore. When you found even just minimal details, she flipped out on you, fled your home, and took your daughter without your agreement. By couldn't contain it anymore, she meant that she knew that you were eventually going to put 2 and 2 together, and she had to get ahead of the narrative as best she could. All of that is true. But why? Has she told you why she did what she did? Why did she start having a virtual sexual relationship with a 70-year customer? Why was she accepting payments? Why? Virtual or not, she was masturbating on a video for another man behind her husband's back. Why? I don't have answers to any of that yet. It's because she was emotionally cheating, and then the prostitution started. It was emotional cheating, then the money came up. It originally wasn't about the money. Just a situation that got away from her? With a 70-year-old man? Did you confirm any of that? She's been lying to you about so much that you'll now believe that she was sexually attracted to a 70-year-old man? Or was it just sex for money? All the PayPal payments came from the same address, so I do believe he was the only one. What you think she did at that hotel? You don't get paid that much for virtual prostitution. She showed me the e-receipt from the hotel. She paid for it. She said she needed to collect her thoughts before she confessed to me. She says she took an hour-long shower and cried all night. I believe her that she was alone there. If she doesn't think it's cheating, then she must think it's sex work. She knows it was cheating. She was able to rationalize that it wasn't as bad as physical cheating. Is your wife really naive, in general? Is it possible he manipulated her more than she realizes? I'm not making excuses for her, just trying to understand how this happened and how much culpability she has. I guess naive would be the right word. She's as book smart as they come, but has absolutely zero street smarts. DNA test that kid just in case. This the perfect time to divorce her. With her income exploding, you might even get alimony. She looks exactly like me, and she and my mom's baby pictures are near as literally identical as they could be. Genetics are weird. Get her tested. I don't know how long you guys have been married, but your wife has established how little F she gives for the sanctity of your marriage. And baby pictures don't mean anything. Many babies look similar.